Good afternoon, Professor Santos. This is uh my notes from the article for Serve and Return, and I'm just gonna read what I wrote and just talk about everything I got written down. So welcome to my presentation, and I hope you enjoy. So Serve Return. So for this assignment, we have to read the article on the website Center on the Developing Child, Harvard University, Serve and Return. So I read the article, and there's some things that stuck out to me. And I'm just gonna read what I wrote. So for the first part, I watched the video. Um, Serve and Return interaction shapes brain circuitry. And so this video was on Center on the Developing Child, Harvard University, Serve and Return. So the video states that, a quote from the video states that children and babies serve through babbling, facial expressions, and gestures, and adults return the serve by responding in a meaningful way. So once again, that was from the website Center on the Developing Child, Harvard University, Serve and Return. So I wrote that when newborns talk and babble, they are serving, and when adults respond, they are responding. The video shows that children start learning at a young age, and Serve and Return introduces children to the skills that they would need in the real world. This skill will be with babies and will last a lifetime. Adults use Serve and Return. We serve and respond to other adults, and this is something we learned when we were babies. So basically, Serve and Return, it starts with babies, but it follows them up until adulthood. And here's another quote from the video. Each stage builds on what came before. So I like this quote in the video because it reminds me of being in school, because each grade builds on the previous grade and what comes before. So for example, second grade is a continuation of first grade, and sixth grade is a continuation to fifth grade. And the other part of the article that I read was titled Young Children Develop in an Environment of Relationships. So, an environment of relationships, which is a quote from the article, an environment of relationships is crucial for the development of a child's brain architecture, which lays out the foundation for later outcomes such as academic performance, mental health, and interpersonal skills. And this is from Center of the Developing Child, Harvard University, Serve and Return. Serve and Return influences and or affects relationships and introduces mental health and academic performances, and these things and skills are going to build the child's character as they get older and will also shape their personality. And the citation for that is a National Scientific Council of the Developing Child, 2004. Young children develop an environment of relationships, and all the extra stuff. But I'll submit the references in the submission. Okay, so the last part is this was the steps. So the last part I read was the 5 steps for brain building, serve and return. So the 5 steps are notice the serve, notice the serve and share the child's focus of attention. Learn about abilities and interests and needs. So that's the first step, actually. So the first step is notice the serve and share the child's focus of attention. I like how this step mentions encouragement, because this is important because children need to be built up, especially by parents, because we're the first ones they see. I also think it's important to learn about our children because sometimes we may think we know them, but we really don't. And the second step is return to serve by supporting and encouraging. And there's a quote that I like. You can offer children comfort with a big hug and gentle words, help them, play with them, or acknowledge them. Center on the Developing Child, Harvard University. Serve and return. It's important to comfort children because it shows that their feelings are valid. Instead of being harsh and turning them away or trying to make them stop crying, comfort them instead because it's okay to cry. Acknowledging children makes them feel like they are important. The third step is give it a name. This step shows that adults play a huge role in serve and return. The quote that I like from this article was, if a child points to their feet, you can also point to them and say, yes, those are feet. This comes from Center on the Developing Child of Harvard University. So we're basically introducing them to a person, a thing, an action, a feeling, or a combination as stated in the article. Center on the Developing Child, Harvard University, serve and return. I'm just gonna just say the last two steps because obviously I'm out of time. I went over. So the fourth step was take turns and wait, keep the interaction going back and forth. And the fifth step was practice beginnings and endings, mostly about signals. So I just read those. I had more, but obviously I'm out of time. I'm sorry for going over time. The 5 minutes came real fast, but yeah, so I'll submit the references to you, but thank you for listening to my video.